John Koster won the primary by a little less than 300 votes, I think. Are you worried about your chances this November?
No, I've been focused on the general election since about January, because this race has always been about the general election. Someone asked me for the primary, what do you expect your number to be? And I said, well, either 1 or 2. I need to be in the top 2. That's what it's about. If you want to look at the total Democratic turnout, total Democratic vote in the 2nd District, it was over 52%. Now, over 52% in a year that's supposed to be a Republican year, that's, I think, pretty good. I'm not convinced that I'm going to be able to get the 15 to 20% of the votes in the district that represent the Tea Party. But I am convinced that I can speak to the broad middle in this district, and I think that the independent voters really need to have a chance to hear, first off, that I understand their frustration about the economy, that I'm taking action to try to answer that frustration, fighting for Boeing jobs by helping the men and women at Boeing who are in my district get a chance to build that new Air Force tanker for the men and women in our military, instead of having that built overseas. We've got a small business lending fund bill that we're working on. We need to pass that.
Is healthcare reform a liability for Democrats and for you this season?
We're starting to now see that seniors are able to get some help to close the coverage gap in the prescription drug program, so that they no longer will have to fall in this, what they call a donut hole, those out-of-pocket costs that seniors have for prescription drugs. And John Koster wants to repeal that. Tax credits for small businesses to help them pay for health care for their employees. John Koster wants to repeal that. Changing the rules in favor of moms and dads so that their kids who maybe have a pre-existing condition and illness, those kids will no longer be kicked off their insurance. John Koster said he wants to repeal health care reform, and if you do that, you repeal that help for moms and dads. I know people are frustrated about Afghanistan because it's been 9 years, and what do we have to show for it? But it was 9 years ago that a safe haven in Afghanistan, provided by the Taliban government, allowed Al-Qaeda to plan and execute attacks against the United States. 9 years later, I think we're finally doing in Afghanistan what we probably should have been doing in 2002, but for the Bush administration's foray into Iraq.
Republicans, and especially the Tea Party movement this year, have some strong momentum behind them, obviously. What does November 3rd look like in the House of Representatives?
I think November 3rd, the day after the election, has a smaller Democratic majority. But I also think that we have a chance to continue to move forward to help the economy recover. I think if the Republicans get the majority, they've already said that we're going to move backwards to the Bush-era policies, the same exact agenda of the Bush era. It doesn't make sense to me. I think it defies common sense that we should use the same policies that got us into the recession to lead us into recovery.